And we're back. Finally, I know it's been a while, and it's something I'll probably do a little video on at some point. I've had loads of stuff going on, so you'll need to bear with me. But we finally managed to sit down, and we're ready to answer some questions for you. So, without further ado, we'll start off with the first one. Now, the first question is from Rack and Load. Thanks, Neil. And he says, "Love it, mate. Like the Q&A idea. Might nick it, lol." Now, I don't know if you've quite grasped the concept yet.
But that's not technically a question, though, is it?
Well,
that's more of a statement.
Yeah, it's definitely not a question. Either way, but cheers, Neil. But yeah, by all means, give it a go. Next up, we've got Lewis Dean. And Lewis says, "What is your view on not being able to shoot gulls in the UK due to them being protected? Do you think this should change?" Well, I don't know, what do you want, give us your views on this, Thomas?
Well, you can shoot some gulls.
Yes, I've heard that.
Yeah, I think it's black-backed gulls, something like. They look a lot like the seagulls that we see in town, especially where we live. There's tons of bloody things.
Yeah.
But again, under the terms of the general licence, you can shoot them. You can't just shoot them if you feel like it. It has to be under the terms of the general licence. However, they're an absolute nightmare, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, don't take our lack of knowledge on which ones you can shoot as worrying, because we just don't shoot them.
No.
You know, obviously. But I do find it annoying that you'll be out pigeon shooting and these gulls will come in and they just know that you can't shoot them. They'll just be hovering right above your head. And certainly, yeah, they are a bit of a menace, but I suppose it depends how you look at it. Because, you know, I used to work in education, okay, and every time the bell went for break and all the kids would go back in, there'd just be, well, not just then, but when they came out as well, the gulls would appear from miles away to sort of get all the detritus and the bits of chips and things like that they were dropping on the floor. Then as soon as the break ended, they would bugger off again. Now, I suppose in that respect they do fulfil a purpose, but I suppose it depends on the situation, doesn't it, really?
Well, the problem we're having in locally is there's so many of them because everyone drops litter, like you said.
Yeah.
Huge amounts of litter, and they make a mess because they poo everywhere.
Yeah.
And they're quite aggressive as well. I've numerous stories of people getting attacked because they're walking near a nest.
Yes.
So obviously they are causing a significant nuisance, and they will kill small birds as well.
Oh, okay.
And obviously, they nearly dropped a. I don't know what bird it was. It was the remains of a bird. Nearly got dropped on my head once, walking through town, which was a bit. I was alright about it, but a lot of people would probably be quite freaked out about it. So I think there is a need to cull them in certain areas.
I did get shat on once as well.
Yes.
Just as I was walking to work, and I wasn't very impressed.
By a seagull.
By a seagull. By a seagull. Yeah. But yeah, I wasn't very impressed. So frankly, yeah, I'm not a fan of seagulls, but yeah, I think you just have to play it by ear, really.
It's one of those, you can't be so general about stuff like that because it can be very localised problems like that. So in certain areas, it probably is a good idea, but not as a whole. We don't want to just go out and just annihilate every single gull, do we? So they are there for a reason. Yeah,
they have a purpose. And I suppose the real moral of the story is if you don't like gulls, stop dropping so much litter.
Yes.
And there won't be so many gulls.
No.
So there's that too. Anyway, Adam Vester asks, says, "Glad you're back and safe and sound. Look forward to more videos. To both, me and Tom. Shut up, Rod."
Don't get rid of the dog.
We're going to get a lot of this, I think.
No, we're not. We're going to get rid of him.
Let the animal. You'll go out to an animal. He can't be trusted.
No.
Go on.
Well,
just kick him out.
He's gone.
He'll start scratching to come back in there, sure. No doubt. Anyway, sorry, as I was saying, Adam Vester says, or asks, to both, go all out on airgun licensing, as I think personally it could shape the future of shooting in England, sorry. Oh God.
It's quite a long one, isn't it? Bear with us.
What do you make of the new airgun licensing currently being discussed in England? And he's given me a link. Do you think airgun licensing will affect the industry if it happens, i.e. loss of jobs, shops and clubs shutting down? Do you think it will create a nasty barrier for those wishing to get into shooting-related sports, pest control in the future if it happens? If we get airgun licensing, would you expect to see huge numbers of people putting in for FAC or SGC? Okay, well, I mean, it's a general kind of question, really.
Done his own work, haven't they?
Yeah, it's there's a lot to sort of talk about, really. Yeah, it's hysteria. It's frankly ridiculous. I mean, it's funnily enough, it's the same situation we have in the UK as that they have in the United States with firearms generally. That there are literally hundreds of thousands of the things around. Nobody knows who's got them or where they are, and the only people who really will, get involved in licensing or handing in their guns if they're worried about having them without a license are people you don't really need to worry about anyway. And then when you look at it in context, as I think he mentions further on, things like catapults and certainly bows and arrows are exponentially more deadly than an air rifle.
Well, there's someone killed recently with a crossbow in England.
There
was a couple, I believe. One of them was killed, one of them was severely injured, and I think the bloke topped himself.
Right,
actually.
okay.
But you didn't hear this mass hysteria about it in the press.
Well, it's not a gun, is it?
It's not a gun.
It's like family-friendly fun, like, a lot of...
It's like Robin Hood, isn't it, basically? Mincing about in his tights.
But a lot of parents, their kids will go out and they'll do archery when they're on some sort of activity weekend with school
they should.
and stuff. And, absolutely. It's sort of more socially acceptable, I suppose. But frankly, the truth is, I mean, a 70-pound longbow, you could take down an elk or a big, large deer with it, and people did for thousands of years, and went to war with each other with them. But also, just your Boggo catapult. I know Callum at English Shooting did a catapulting video the other day. He did better than me. When I did actually try and do a video similarly, but I was just such a poor shot. I just had to give up. But a standard Black Widow catapult with those standard little steel ball bearings is putting out about 9 foot-pounds of energy. I believe if you put lead ball bearings, certainly depending on the size, you can easily go up to 15 or 16 foot-pounds of energy. And there are catapults you can buy that are like 30 foot-pounds plus. And they're completely unregulated, like not regulated in any way, even just like carrying them around.
Do you have to be 18 to buy a catapult? Catapult.
I don't know, actually.
Let us know if you know.
Yeah, let us know in the comments. The same with the bow and arrow as well, actually.
Well, bow and arrow, no, you do have to be 18 to buy one of those.
Okay.
I know that.
Okay.
That's the only stipulation, is you have to be 18. Which is I think that's fine, yeah. 18
but but regardless, it's ridiculous. It's just a way of having a headline to say, oh, look what we're doing, and so on. It doesn't really achieve anything. And yes, it would have a detrimental effect on new people getting into the sport. People want to be involved in pest control or in HFT shooting and all those sorts of things. Because if you're a kid and you say to your parents, say your parents don't shoot or whatever, and you're just like, oh, this is my new hobby I want to get into, and they're like, I mean, initially they would be anyway, be like, oh, it's a gun. But then when they realise, oh yeah, you've got to get a licence and you've got to get I don't know what the procedures would be, but you would have to go through a lot of hassle.
Like you do with a shotgun certificate.
And a lot of parents aren't going to want their kids to get involved, basically.
A lot of the time, people just can't be bothered.
Yeah, they just can't be
bothered. With an
bothered.
air rifle now, you could wander into there's many gun shops that are in the high street now, still. And wander in and go, oh, how much is that air rifle? It's not a great deal of money to me, I'll just buy it on a whim, which is great because it gets people into the sport. As long as they're responsible shooters, responsible people, not a problem. Whereas if you wandered in there and started chatting to the guy in there and said, I quite like that air rifle, well, I'm afraid you'll have to get a licence first. Straight away, majority of people, I can't be bothered. Can't be bothered.
So it would indeed have a hugely detrimental effect on the sport and to the wider economy, to be honest. It would achieve nothing other than cause us problems, basically.
Crime would actually increase because you're immediately criminalising a load of people. There's all these people out there that couldn't be bothered to get a licence who've got a rusty old air rifle in the shed. Immediately they're criminals because they've got an unlicensed gun on their property.
And they might not even know that they've got it.
No,
that's the other thing.
They have to license it.
Yeah. So it's just ridiculous. I know our American friends who are watching this, they'll all be like, what the hell?
Yeah.
In America, an air rifle's not even a firearm. It's not even legally a firearm. Even if it's like a 45 caliber, like 500 foot-pound job, it's not legally a firearm.
Really?
Because that's why in certain states, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I believe in certain states you can't shoot within the city limits, and people often want to hunt within the city limits. And so therefore they can use air rifles because air rifles aren't considered to be a firearm, so therefore they're allowed to use them. And that's why in America there's such a market for the big bore, high caliber, high powered air rifles, so they can shoot, I guess, I don't know, deer or whatever they shoot with them, small deer I suppose. So it's a bit of a contrast, isn't it? Well, we're going to have to get a bloody license for one. But it's a double-edged sword with the catapults and an archery thing, because I don't want those things to suddenly become licensed.
No, God no.
But you're using it as an argument to people who probably go, oh yeah, you're right, I'll ban those as well. You're just like, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, come on. You don't care about those things, and they're much more powerful. So, anyway. Ash at Varmint Shooters UK says, great TA, good time in South Africa, which I did. It was amazing. And he's got a question for Tom. What would you like to do to improve on your rifle shooting in the coming year?
What would I like to improve?
So you may be able to help with that.
Yeah, I've got a really bad flinch. You've probably noticed from our other videos, I've mentioned before, I'm rubbish with rifles, I'm quite good with shotguns, and Sam's the other way around. I've got a terrible flinch. My groupings aren't great. I did go and practice the other week, and I did get better, but I find when I close one eye, my whole face shakes, my whole body shakes, and then when I get to pull the trigger, I start shaking. I'm all over the place. So that's what I'd like to improve. So I'd love to come up and do a bit of shooting with you.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have to get on
Yes.
that. And I haven't been up to see you actually in a while. I've had so much on. But we'll definitely get on with that.
Yes.
Because to be honest, Tom, in terms of those sorts of problems, he fixed 90% of it in about like 10-15 minutes. Literally. Like it's at first, he's like, right, okay, take a shot. So I lay there, and then I'm waiting for it to go off, and it gets click, and I'm like, and it's because he just put an empty shell in the gun and wanted to see what I was doing.
Sneaky.
I should maybe have told you that because he'll now know when Ash does that.
But yes, he did that to me at the club before with my revolver, and it was quite comical. He loaded the cylinder with some live and some spent, and when I was pulling the trigger on the spent one, I was doing that with nothing happened. I want to sort that out, please.
Yeah, I know. I found that strangely actually when I was in South Africa with handguns, how much the similarity is between a handgun and a rifle. All the rules are essentially the same. Tip of the finger, and then when you're shooting it, you're just letting it recoil. You're not trying to fight the recoil. You're trying to get it consistent, so it's the same every time. Just as it would be with a rifle, because obviously by the time it recoils, the bullet's left the gun.
Yeah.
So as long as you allow that movement to be consistent, then your point of aim will be consistent. And so that really surprised me actually, how similar it is. Although I'm going off on a tangent now, but yeah, I found that very interesting. Anyway, Joshua Kavanagh. Okay, yeah. He asks, or says, Happy New Year to us both. Sam, Tom, I'm about to get my FAC. Any recommendations for a 2.2 from rabbits, etc. under two grand?
$2 grand.
Wow.
One good one or about 10 decent ones?
Joshua, you've got a lot of choice there for under $2 grand. I suppose if you're going up to FAC from a shotgun, you kind of might be expecting to spend a lot, because obviously with a shotgun it is a lot, isn't it? I mean, you'll spend at least 1,200 quid or something on a good brand new over and under shotgun, and you could easily spend a couple of grand easily. But with rifles, not so much. I mean, in terms of specific models, I'm probably a bit out of date here, but if you've got $2 grand to throw around, you get yourself some sort of nice anschuts for like, what, 800 quid? Something like that.
Then a really nice scope. Really
if you're doing the scope things...
Well, if he's shooting rabbit, so he's going to want a scope, and he's going to want a moderator and possibly a bipod and a
I suppose you could go up to $2 grand then, yeah. I mean, I sunk nearly a couple of grand into my 243, so yeah, I suppose that's fair.
But I mean, a lot of it is... Try lots of people's rifles if you can, and see what works for you, what you get on well with.
Yeah,
and also don't go and spend $2 grand on something that's brand new and realise you don't really enjoy it.
Yeah,
you don't get on with it.
You're not going to spend $2 grand on it.
Personally, I spent 250 quid on a CZ. That had all the kit with it. But yeah, it's an old gun, but it's perfectly accurate. It does the job. That will do the job. But you could start off with a cheap one, perhaps like that, and get the hang of it, and go, okay, I'll upgrade now.
I mean, if you've got that sort of budget, he can go brand new, but I mean, a CZ452 or any of the CZ series of 2.2 rimfires are excellent for the money as well, really solidly made.
Very well.
But if you've got that sort of budget, and I must admit, I've got a brand T-bolt and I love it, but I still kind of wish I'd bought an Anschutz, to be honest. I really do. For like 200 or 300 quid more money, the accuracy that you're buying for that, I mean, you're still only talking about 800 quid. It's well worth it, I think.
Yeah.
But then, you're looking at a mod, get something like I've got a Wildcat Whisper, on my rimfire. Anything Wildcat's pretty good, to be honest. So just shop around, see what you can get. I got mine second hand, so it's only about 60 quid for the actual silencer. So, you know, see what's available. For scopes, again, it depends on your needs, really. For a rimfire, I've got an NTC Mamba on mine. It was about 160 quid, something like that, and I can't fault it, to be honest.
No,
it's an excellent scope. I mean, you know, yeah, you could go down the rounds of really expensive glass, but when you're only talking at 100 yards max, something like that is more than adequate. And you've got lots, you know, you've got mil dots on it and stuff, so you can use that for holdover and judging the range and stuff. And yeah, but I think you know, you don't need to spend anywhere near £2,000, you know, to get a really, really nice setup. I mean,
I think you'd be wasting your money personally.
Yeah, a brand new Ant-Shirts, and so I'm not even up on all the models, you know, but their current, you know, normal 2.2 hunting rifle, 2.2 rimfire hunting rifle, with an MTC Mamba and a Wildcat mod. You know, you're talking well under 1,500 quid, probably less than 1,200 quid. So yeah, you don't need to spend that sort of money, I don't think.
Yeah, you've got a few quid left to spend on some ammo, which you will be getting for.
Yes, ammo's always good. Stefan Geary asks, looking to get my first shotgun on my SGC in the new year. My budget is around £450, so second hand. What brand make would you recommend? I'd rather an over and under, but I'll take anything. Many thanks, and I hope you had a great new year. That's a difficult one, actually. I mean, normally I would say if you're looking for an over and under, you're looking at a Browning or a Beretta, basically. Second hand though, 450 quid.
You might get an old Browning, I think.
Like a 325 or something.
325s hold their value really well because they're supposed to be a very, very good gun.
Yeah.
It's a really weird one, used shotguns, because you can get one that's 20 years old that's still like 800 quid.
Yeah.
Or one that's a year old that's 1,200. So I would go into your local gun shop and have a look at everything and speak to the people who work in there. Find out what goes wrong, what will come back.
I think you're likely to struggle second hand for a Browning or a Beretta.
I think you probably would, yeah.
And if I'm honest, and I hate to say this because I'm not one who's advocating this at all, but you know, if that is genuinely your budget, you could get yourself a really nice semi-auto for 450 quid, like a Beretta, what is it, A302, something like that.
Very good. Or is it 303? Well, one of the old Berettas,
There's a few that are about that sort of price range. You know, you could get something really, you know, really good for that if you went down the semi-auto route.
But I would say go and try them out again. I mean, luckily with shotguns, it's a lot easier to go and try lots of guns. And we were told when we first started shooting, don't buy a gun for 18 months after you've got your ticket.
And then I went out and bought anyway.
Yeah, we both did the same. We just went and bought one straight. I want a gun. I must have a gun. But the advice we were given by the instructor was wait 18 months, use other people's guns, work out what you like the best, what you shoot well with. And buy one of those. So that's what we should say.
That is what we should. Yeah.
It's so hard not to buy a shotgun when you first get your ticket.
I mean, the only thing I would say again, I mean, if your budget is 450 quid, again, semi-auto, and I'm not trying to...
Or a pump.
Or a pump,
yeah. Pump's cheap, really cheap.
You're already way to Benelli Supernova for that sort of money, aren't you, second hand?
Yeah, you probably could. You can get a Moskva for a couple of hundred quid.
But the good thing about buying a semi-auto or a pump is they tend to be a lot more forgiving in terms of fit. You have a much more canted stock. You might have a bit of a short length of pull, but it's easily adjustable. It's not like when you buy an over and under where it's kind of whatever you buy, that's what you've got, basically. Yeah. And if you buy the wrong thing, you're a bit screwed. With a pump or a semi, it's a lot more forgiving. So if that was my budget, that's probably what I'll look towards, and then maybe saving up, you know, something like that. If it was me, I'd probably buy a Benelli Supernova. Although I want to buy one anyway.
Yeah.
So
depends what you're going to shoot as well. If you're doing a bit of rough shooting and pigeon shooting, a semi or a pump's great. If you're doing driven pheasant shooting, you've got to have a brake barrel. Yeah. They won't let you on the shoot.
Usually, yes. It depends on the shoot, I suppose.
I've never heard of anyone being allowed on a pheasant shoot with one. Well, I don't know. Let us know if you know of anyone.
I'm sure some people do. It depends how, you know, anal they are, I suppose. Yeah. Anyway, Henry Sperring asks, will you get another centerfire? Happy New Year. Very possibly.
Of course you will, eventually. Of course
I certainly will. I'm just not sure what I would get, really. Is that me or you?
That was me.
I was looking at maybe a 223, maybe. But there again, I'm always tempted to go bigger. Like a 300 Win mag would be quite nice. or even a 375 Holland. Very nice.
Yes.
The only trouble with that would be justifying it for shooting foxes or similar things.
I just want to go big game.
Really long range foxes, 375 Holland.
Really long range. Big foxes. Yeah.
But certainly 223 is something I'm looking at. To be honest, I've got so much to spend money on at the moment. Probably, if nothing else, ammo. So we'll have to see what happens on that one. But yeah, watch this space. Royal Welsh Hunting 14 asks, what are your thoughts on not being able to shoot Starlings? Because more and more people are talking about the damage they cause. Although there is a licensing in place, but it's hard to obtain for a normal countryman. Also, Tom, would you ever start your own channel? Well, in terms of Starlings, when I was a boy, my dad's house was basically invaded. It was like an old house, and there's a sort of gap in the roof somewhere, and Starlings built a nest, and we had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. And back then, it was legal to shoot them, and I used to sit in the back garden over and over again. I could shoot like 10 or 15 in an afternoon easily if I sat there long enough to do it. And they were a bit of a menace.
They were real pests.
Yeah.
To get when your dad had chickens.
Yeah.
Just get in there and absolutely hammer the chicken feed.
Yeah, they did. They hammered the chicken feed, and they also, a lot of various things he was growing and stuff like cherries and things and stuff like that they used to sort of hammer. But to be fair, what really solved the problem was just fixing his roof.
It was, wasn't it?
That was really. I was shooting them was all right, but it was they bred about as fast as I could shoot them, to be honest. So yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with that. Certainly, when I'm out shooting, I see loads of Starlings. But it's the same, isn't it, with lots of things? It's like stock doves. I see huge numbers of stock doves on two of my permissions actually. And it seems ridiculous to me that you're not allowed to shoot them. I mean, back in the day, there were guns specifically designed for shooting stock doves. But now I'm looking and I'm like, well, what's the problem? Why are these so heavily protected? But what you forget is, in other parts of the country, it's not the same. So what I think we really need with the general license is for it to be more malleable, where it's just like, okay, it's not just a general license. It's like, okay, you're currently in Worcestershire or the Midlands. In the Midlands, there's plenty of Starlings, so you can shoot them, and they might be causing a problem, so you can shoot them under the general license. But in this part of the country, where they're really rare, you can't. I mean, why can't they do that? Yeah. Instead of having an arbitrary rule for the whole of the British Isles, it just doesn't make sense. I mean, it's a bit like with the with hares. I mean, obviously hares, you can shoot hares anyway. But the numbers vary hugely across the country. And in some areas, there's so many of them, it's more than fine to shoot them, and in others...
They're a huge problem, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly.
Major agricultural pests.
But in others, there's very few, and you shouldn't shoot them. So, I mean, it's just common sense, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, all it takes is somebody from DEFRA or whatever to say, okay, well, these are the rules for these different parts of the country, and to actually manage it properly. But
I like the American system of tags. So you get, I think, a hunting license or a permit in the States, and you apply for tags, and they'll give you so many tags, right? You're allowed to shoot so many deer, so many of these, and so many of these. And that's all you're allowed to take, and they police it.
Yeah, I don't think that would work here though.
Not with everything. Pigeons, obviously, you have tags of pigeons.
That would be ridiculous because they're so much of a pest. But it certainly needs looking at, definitely. Jack McKenna asks, what rifle is better for pest control, 22 rimfire or 17 HMR? Cheers, love the vids. Well, that's a bit of a controversial one. But I'll say it, 22 rimfire.
Well, the ammo's cheaper for a start.
The ammo's considerably cheaper.
Yeah.
17 HMRs, from what I've seen, from people's experiences, they seem to be less reliable in terms of you get things like cases splitting.
Yeah,
that sort of thing.
Ammo,
that can be a problem. But also, it's just so loud and over the top. You just don't need that. And I know from shooting that I have been doing, if you've got a good rangefinder, you've got a good scope on a 2.2 rimfire, there's no reason you can't head shoot a rabbit at 100 yards. And frankly, if you need to shoot it further than 100 yards, what are you doing? I mean, why can't you do that? I mean, I suppose I could see in some circumstances having that a bit of extra reach. But frankly, if you get into the realms of it being really long range, like, you see people in Yorkshire and stuff shooting rabbits like 200 plus yards, then something like a 223 is probably going to be more appropriate. I know Ash at Varmint Shooters UK, he's a big fan of the 2.2 Magnum as well, the 2.2 WMR, which is similar to the 17. I mean, it comes down to what you want, but I think generally for most people, they'd be better off with a 2-2 rimfire. And I think the fact that you can silence a 2-2 rimfire with subsonic ammo really trumps it, to be honest, because there's so much theatre with the 17. It's a loud rifle,
supersonic round.
Yeah, you know, but you know, whatever. It all comes down to your own needs. So there we are. William Rudd asks, any guns on your wish list for purchasing in 2018? I'll ask you. I was asking you, Tom, because you're always buying guns. So
No, well, I can only have one at the moment. Because I've only got one slot free on my FAC, which is a Marlin Underlever 44 Magnum, which I've noticed actually have come down in price recently. They went stupidly sky high. I don't know if anyone knows much about Marlins, but they moved the Marlin factory when Remington took over, and all the new rifles that Remington brought out were a load of junk. They were actually scrapping guns because they wouldn't work properly. So the old Remington Marlins were worth loads of money. Now the new ones that are coming out, built by Remington, apparently are very good. So the price of the old ones have slipped a little bit. So again, I've done a bit of man maths and gone, well, you ought to buy one really. But yeah, I do need to fill my ticket and then maybe have a few more variations. Long barrel pistol, I feel. I haven't got one of those yet.
yeah,
That'll be a lot of fun. They're not a lot of money either. Not a great deal of money.
it's tempting.
It is very tempting. So that's what's on my radar. I don't know about Sam.
I'm not sure really. I mean, I need to get this new, what is it, the X sight for my 243, so I can film on it. That's kind of my priority at the moment. I also fancy a new air rifle, if I'm honest, and only because my S310 just really isn't very accurate. So it'd be nice to have something small and compact and handy for what I'm doing. That can do a bit more air gunning for you guys, because especially at this time of year, there's not much to shoot. That would give me a bit more of an opportunity. So maybe, but also maybe a 223. Maybe I'd have to get variation, but yeah.
The problem is with getting variations. I mean, I need to send my FAC on because I need a higher ammo allowance for 2.2 because I shoot quite a lot of target. I should get through it quite quickly. So I want that, expanded on, if you like. I want a higher allowance for that, but I don't want to send my license off because I know it might take bloody ages to come back. So if I'm going to send it off, I'm going to build up a few things I'm going to send it off for. Make sure I've got everything I want. Stock up on loads of ammo, and then send it off. I mean, they've been quite efficient recently. I had renewal recently, and they did it over the phone. It was great, which was fantastic. That's the service we should be getting.
Oh yeah, it does. It varies a lot, though, doesn't it?
It does vary massively. Yeah.
So watch this space anyway. Yeah. So if we get anything new, then you guys will be the first to see it. John Singleton asks, Sam, what is your day job? Well, that's recently changed, as I said in my last video. I was working in IT in education, and I'm now working for a manufacturing company, and it's a lot of looking at spreadsheets, basically. But it's a great bunch of guys. It's mega money compared to what I was on before, and it's great. I'm getting on with that really well. But it does also allow me to travel a bit. I was in Poland just after Christmas, and in fact my first day I had to go to Poland, and we might be getting a new customer in Germany, so I can go to Germany as well. And there's some talk of work going on in the south of Spain. So so it's really cool to be able to move around a lot, and it's also lovely staying in nice hotels and having posh meals and expenses. To be honest, so it's great. It's great.
Everyone loves a free feed.
It's a great job, but obviously, I'm still new to it. That's one of the reasons why I've not been pumping out loads of videos the last couple of weeks, because I've just been absolutely flat out. I've been all over Poland and I've been all over the UK in the last couple of weeks, and I'm knackered, if I'm honest. But hopefully some normal service. Well, I am. In fact, I'm so knackered that I apparently sleepwalked last night, which quite disturbs me. That quite disturbs me, because I've not done that since I was a child.
At least you didn't do what your brother did when he was a kid, and wake up glugging from a bottle of shampoo.
That was, I was apparently just sat on the settee like that. But a bit weird, isn't it? Like 3 o'clock in the morning, so I'm a bit disturbed about that. But I guess I must have just been very tired or something. I don't know, whatever. But anyway, normal service will hopefully be resumed, because I shouldn't need to be travelling quite so much as I have been. It was more really because I had to go and see everything. So, we'll see. Al H asks, Tom, can you recommend any make model of shotgun for clay pigeon shooting? Budget circa less than £2,000.
Easy, Browning or Bretta.
Yes.
Whichever one suits you fit the best. Berettas are much lighter, Brownings are more heavy. Again, like we said earlier on, go out and try them.
Yeah.
Clay shooting, there is no like magic gun you can buy that will ensure that you always shoot all the clays. It's very much down to the individual and fit. Whichever one fits you the best.
It's like a good pair of shoes.
It is, yeah. So go to a clay ground, have some lessons, and more importantly, because when you start, have lessons, because you won't hit anything and you might hate it and give it up.
And find a gun you actually hit things with.
Yeah, find a gun you hit with. You speak to the instructor and borrow people's guns if you can. Use people's guns. Try lots of stuff. Find what works for you.
Okay. Master Blob asks, "Hi Sam. Do you think that if Ruth Davidson manages to oust Supreme Leader Sturgeon next election, there'll be any chance of the ridiculous air rifle licensing scheme being overturned? Maybe they could divert their resources into improving the amount of time it takes for Police Scotland to process shotgun and firearms licences. My shotgun licence took over 9 months, for instance."
9 months.
Thanks. I hate to say it, but I think that it's highly, highly unlikely. Ruth Davidson, is that the Labour Party?
I have no idea.
No, excuse my ignorance of Scottish politics. I will just...
Sam is usually the go-to person out of the two of us for politics.
Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely.
And if he's stumped, then... Ruth Davidson?
No, she's the Tories. She's the Tories.
Oh, right, okay.
I assumed Labour, only because you'd have to be insane to think that the Conservatives are going to oust anybody in Scotland. Like ever in the past or the future forever. I mean, you've got a nation of people who voted in basically a communist. You think they're going to vote in the Conservative Party? I really think that's unlikely. But even if she did, with any kind of freedom, any kind of governments that you've got in power, does not give freedom back. It takes freedom away.
Especially when it comes to shooting.
Yeah, well, anything. Freedom of speech. We've got people in Scotland. That guy who taught his girlfriend's dog to seek hail. Did you hear about this?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, he's potentially going to be doing jail time. I mean, he's in court at the moment. It's obviously a joke. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Well, we had a guy in our local town who went to court and received a fine for having an offensive T-shirt on him.
Yeah.
It's a T-shirt.
Yeah.
He got kicked out the pub and everyone shouted at him.
Yeah.
That's where it should have stayed.
We have a self-regulating system for that, don't we? It's
but
like, stop being a twat.
Someone called the police and said he's got a T-shirt on I don't like. The police turned up and arrested him. What the...
Yeah, so this is the country we live in now. But there's no way, you're not going to get a politician who's going to stand up for freedom of speech, who's going to say, I think we should draft legislation that enshrines in the unwritten constitution of the UK, which is just, it's not a constitution, basically. But in theory, we have one, that enshrines the right to say whatever you want, as long as you're not inciting direct violence on someone. Mm-hmm. So you should be able to say, I hate these people, but what you can't say is go and kill these people. No. It's not rocket science, is it? But I mean, we're going off on a tangent here. But
you're going off on a tangent.
That is just never going to happen.
No.
They don't. They want as much power over you as they can have. And if they've already got some power over you, and there's no huge lobby to try and get them to give it back, they're not going to give it back.
No.
There's nobody who's going to be, rioting in the streets to get airgun licensing overturned in Scotland. It's just not going to happen. So therefore, no politician is going to overturn that because they just don't care. They're just not invested. It's like a popularity contest for being a politician.
Yeah.
All they care about is whatever other people care about.
Even if they actually believed that it'd be a great idea to get rid of airgun licensing, if it didn't get them votes, they wouldn't bother. It's a waste of their time.
And then they would be also paranoid that the next time anything bad happens with an air rifle, they'll get the blame for it. And tabloids will just eat them for breakfast. And there we are. Gabermundo asks, is it possible for an American who just emigrated to the UK to acquire a shotgun license? I made transfers to the UK this year. I'm curious if there is a way around the person that has known you for 2 years requirement. Well, no. I mean, I can't see any reason why the person who's known you for 2 years can't have known you from when you were in the States, and why an American citizen can't be the person who's known you for 2 years. Why would that be a problem?
I don't know. Is it written in Home Office guidelines at all? I don't know. Does it say you've got to be a UK citizen?
It may be.
If you know, please let us know.
Yeah, but
interesting one.
It may well be not a problem. I don't know. You'd have to ask your local firearms department.
I mean, it depends what you wanted a shotgun for. If you wanted to do some clay shooting, you could get around it by borrowing someone letting you use theirs, using a gun.
You don't need a license to shoot.
No, You don't need a license to shoot as long as you're not a prohibited person.
Yes. So,
but that's an interesting one. Yeah, I'd like to hear if anyone's.
That said, the massive joint you appear to have in your thumb there probably isn't the greatest thing
but
to be
if he's in the States, it's legal in parts of the States.
It's not here though.
No, it's not.
So probably change your profile picture before you apply. If you know.
So we'll research your social media.
Yes. So it's probably doesn't convey the best message. Harry Benson asks, Sam and Tom, can you do a live stream debate with Earthling Ed? I'd love to do a live stream debate with Earthling Ed, but I can't see it happening on the count of the fact that he's a sort of evangelical vegan and therefore doesn't like to have direct opinions that contradict his own. He'd prefer to ambush people when they're not expecting it. And in terms of the value of his arguments, I mean, I just watched a video of his recently because, don't ask me why, but I was just looking at something on his channel, and he was making the argument that morality is objective rather than subjective, which is literally the most retarded thing I have ever heard anybody try and argue on the internet. And and it's not surprising because he has the religion of veganism. He believes in it. It's his faith. He thinks if you're not a vegan, you're an evil kuffar or a goy or whatever derogatory word you want to use for a non-believer. And he thinks that what he believes is the only way, and it will be right from now until infinity, and it's always been right. And he's crazy, basically. And no, I don't believe for a second he would even begin to want to be involved in a live stream with people who are prepared, who've got good arguments. He wouldn't be able to handle that.
No.
And you can tell that by watching the videos that he's done. Spike Taylor asks, what's your favourite film? Love your stuff. Favourite film? I don't know. I've got a favourite film.
Easy one for me, With Nail and I.
Yeah,
I must have seen it
a very good
30 times, something like that. There's not a line in that film that does not make me giggle, snigger, laugh out loud. If you've not seen it, it's a bit of a slow burner. Give it time. Very English. Great film.
Yeah, that is a great film. I can't think of anything that's really...
Dead Man's Shoes as well is another one of my favourites.
Dead Man's Shoes is very good.
Very good. Another British film, low budget.
Yeah, that was very good.
Quite brutal, but also quite funny as well in parts. Paddy Considine, I believe, is in it. He is superb, absolutely brilliant. If you haven't seen that, go watch that film. That's a fantastic film. I
must admit, lately, I tend to watch a lot of TV type stuff, like on Netflix, like Black Mirror. We're really getting into that lately. Also, have you seen the TV series End of the Fucking World?
I've seen some of it. My missus has just watched the entire series this morning.
That is actually brilliant. I won't spoil it for those who haven't seen it, but that's actually really, really good. I've been enjoying that. And
Inside Number 9 as well, that's superb. It's two of the guys, I think it's Steve Pemberton and Reece Shearsmith from the League of Gentlemen. And there was a new League of Gentlemen out recently. I'm a huge fan of League of Gentlemen. Yeah. Very, very dark comedy, quite subtle. That's the sort of thing that I find very funny.
And Psychoville.
Psychoville, yeah, that was brilliant. Another one from those two. So yeah,
that kind of covers it. Really. As I said, I wouldn't say I've got any big film.
I'm more into films than Sam. This what we're sat in at the moment. This is going to be a home cinema eventually. I'm going to have a huge projector in it. Yes. I've got a big TV at the moment, but it will be a huge projector. And I'll clean up in it as well because it's a bit of a mess.
Yeah, it's a bit decent heating in here as well. Yes. It's got electric heater at the moment and it's
a bit chilly.
It's not too bad actually, but yeah, it would be better with a nice wood burner in here, I think. Big Shaq asks, is man hot?
My legs are cold at the moment.
No, I'm not particularly warm.
No.
I'm pretty sure that that's some sort of meme, but
Is that something that the kids are saying now?
Something down with the kids. Yeah.
We have a child at work, an 18-year-old apprentice at work. Actually, that's good.
He's a child, basically.
Yeah, he's a child, yeah.
Yes.
He's always on his phone. He'll know about that.
Yeah, ask him if man...
Report back to you if man is in fact hot.
Okay, yes. Momo the Man asks, this might assist in views and subs. Talk about other big YouTubers involved in your interests, something like the coolest moments in FPS Russia videos. No, don't think that'd be good for views, and even if it was, it would just, no.
Although the one thing I will say is in August, I did actually go and visit Mossborn and Guns.
Oh yeah, you did,
Which some of you will know is where Iraq war veteran 88 started out at. They weren't there, unfortunately. We just
Well, they
rocked
won't,
up.
They don't actually work there.
No, they don't work there anymore. They still turn up now, what have you? Yeah, me and my girlfriend went on a road trip.
Although he should open his own porn shop. Yeah, porn
Yeah,
shop.
well, I don't know if he needs to be fair. But yeah, we went there and it was
No, but
great.
he should do that
He should.
because otherwise, his business model, it's very vulnerable, isn't it? Otherwise.
But yeah, it was great. We met the guys who worked there. They were very, very accommodating. Loved it. Gave some stickers and things. And it was, it's really exciting.
Thunderbolt Gaming asks, will you be attending the British Shooting Show this year? And the answer is yes. And,
of course.
And I've got a press pass waiting for me, apparently.
Well, just you?
Well, I'm hoping I can be able to say that, I've got my entourage with me and they need a free ticket as well. So I'm sure they'll be alright. But it's the Birmingham NEC, isn't it, this year?
It is, yeah. It's like
so it's going to be
20 minutes up the road for us.
Yeah, but it's also going to be a lot bigger, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be huge.
So it should be a great year this year. So yes, I will be attending that, assuming I'm in the country. But
we've gone every year for the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
It's really good. If you do, well, you like shopping for guns, of course you do. Shooting related things, having everything under one roof is fantastic. It's really good.
It's good. Claire Smith asks or says, surprised you're quite good looking. Well, thank you, Claire. I'm not sure why you're surprised, but
that's how you can be surprised. Yeah, okay.
I reckon it's Auntie or something.
Yeah, I reckon she's
a girl as well, and we don't really get many
There's
girls.
no profile picture either, so
yeah.
I reckon that there's some and it's smart. I reckon that's
maybe she's come from an Earthly End video or something like that. Yeah.
Let us know, Claire.
Yes, let us know. Patrick Bateman says, SRS went to South Africa and got some heavy red pills on apartheid, my man. I had to do that because that's how he would have said it. He's obviously a South African. Yeah, my views are very, it was very nuanced. It wasn't, obviously it was a terrible thing, but what's happened since then has not improved things at all for anybody. That is something I will do a video on at some point. I just haven't had a chance to sit down and do it, really, to be honest. So, but watch this space, I will do it when I get a chance. Cool Cookie says, hello, can you review the sour Apollo? Your opinion about this weapon? Well, I don't even know what that is, so no, I can't.
And they're not weapons in this country; they're guns.
No, exactly. Well, or firearms. I can't be asked to look that up. No, I don't know.
No, we probably won't review it because to review it, we'd have to buy one.
Yes.
And if it's a sour, then it's probably quite expensive.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
If you'd like to buy us one, then by all means, we'll do a great review on it.
Yeah, if you want to buy us a gun, then yes. BrotherFast asks, what headcam do you use? That is a Sony HDR AS15, and I think it's like up to the AS25 or something now. And it's great, yeah. I highly recommend it. In fact, when I bought it at the time over a GoPro because basically every single review I'd seen on it, you could see visually yourself, but also the reviews people had said themselves, it just outperformed the GoPro in every single test except for underwater. And I'm not going to do much filming underwater.
No.
And it was like considerably cheaper, so that's why I bought it. So yeah, I can't fault it. It's been brilliant, that headcam. Cluedrev67 says, I miss you.
Oh.
Well, I'm very sorry about that. As I said before, I've just been really busy, and you will still have to carry on bearing with me. It doesn't help, it's the time of year as well. There isn't a lot to shoot at the moment.
There's not a lot of light either.
All the local shoots pretty much will have just done all of their pheasant shooting over Boxing Day and that like final week, and pretty much there's no pheasants around now, and obviously there's nothing else. So we are struggling, but there are a couple of things I've hopefully got in the works. But yes, bear with me. But I will be back.
We miss you too.
We miss you too, CloudRev67. Nick Clarks asks, what are your views on YouTuber Millennial Woes? Millennial Woes is that like alt-writer, collectivist weirdo. Yes. My views is that I find it ironic when you hear people like this. Sorry, Tom, you might be a bit. I'm going on about now. I think that's who he's referring to, Millennial Woes. Basically, it's funny because there is such a thing that people talk about as horseshoe theory, where people on the far left and the far right start mirroring each other, and decent, reasonable people are sort of somewhere in the middle here. You're sort of classical liberal people, and it's interesting because he's basically a social justice warrior. As already got the left, and there are people who are talking about the women or the gays or black people or whatever needing special treatment. He's there saying he wants white people to have special treatment, and it's just lame, honestly.
Well, no one should have special treatment, should they?
No, we're all individuals. Yeah. We're all people. We're all people. If the only thing you've got to be proud of is just your race, then you're a fucking loser, frankly. And that goes whatever way you're talking about that, whether you're left 100%. Or right. It's just lame. So that's what I think about Millennial Woes. Dave Allen asks, can you legally own a gun in England for the reason of protection? Reason of protection? You mean self-defence, I assume. I'm curious to know, in Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland, it's completely legal to own a shotgun or firearm for the reason of protection. Is there a similar law here in England? What can you do to prove you're in danger or something? I'm just very curious to know. Well, I'll stop you there. No.
You can't own anything.
You can't own anything.
Apart from a little electronic alarm that makes like a buzzing.
It's not really self-defence.
There's not self-defence.
Just to annoy someone.
Yeah.
Oh, no, they probably give you special dispensation to offend somebody trying to attack you. You're allowed to offend them as long as you've got this special device. If you call them a bad man, you'll probably get arrested for hurting his feelings.
But so, if you say I own this, the police say, why do you own, I don't know, a penknife? But that's a UK legal penknife. I can carry that every day. It's non-locking 3-inch blade. But if a policeman, if a policeman stopped me in the street and said, "Why have you got this in your pocket?" and I said, "Well, I want to protect myself because it's quite dodgy around here," I would more than likely get arrested and lose that
straight away.
If I said, "Well, it's a penknife, I use it for what you use a penknife for, open boxes, that sort of thing," blah 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 blah, absolutely fine. You can't have, and it's an offensive weapon. If you're in a public place with something you're holding for personal protection, that becomes an offensive weapon, and it's an offence to have it.
Yeah.
So no, we can't have guns for self-protection. Luckily, you don't really need them.
Pat Badham asks.
Pathrin Badham.
Yes.
Pattykins.
Can you talk to your viewers about how you and Thomas met and you became collectively known as Samus?
I don't think anyone knows us as Samus.
No, I don't think they do.
Apart from some very strange ginger people who live in a small village just north of here.
But did we meet on the naughty step?
It was on the naughty step, I believe.
In nursery school.
At nursery school, yes.
And we were both 4 years old. And I'd pushed another lad that I don't really know now, but I was good friends with after. I pushed him down the steps and he hurt himself, so I got in trouble. I was on the naughty step. I'm not sure why you were on the naughty step.
Probably something like just not doing the work I was supposed to do and just arsing around. Cause, I didn't really like doing it.
So we both met on the naughty step and we've been there ever since, haven't we, really?
What, on the naughty step?
Oh, kind of,
Yeah, my missus seems to think I'm on the naughty step most times, yeah.
So just about 34 years of time now. Yeah. So there we are. Camelo T asks, not a question but more of a request really. Please don't sing, but still love your videos.
I like guns, I like the way they look. There we go. So, sorry, I just sang for you.
I just sometimes feel the urge to sing, because I sang at the beginning of this video. I do sometimes like to sing.
Nothing wrong with that in a bit of a sing song.
I'm feeling happy. Yeah. Ashley Stans asks, hi Sam, 2017 being one of the worst year for dog attacks on livestock. What's your thoughts on shooting dogs to protect livestock? Keep up the good work. Yeah. I don't really have a problem.
It's unfortunate for the dog.
It is unfortunate.
It's the owner's fault.
And it's a horrible thing to have to do.
Yes.
When you know that you're basically killing someone's pets, that's horrible, isn't it? Really. I mean, if I see a dead fox or a badger or something driving to work, I just could care less. But if I see a dead cat, I always feel a little bit upset because I know that somebody owns and loves that cat.
Yeah.
It's like being a humanised creature. And so it's a very sad thing. But nonetheless, don't let your fucking dogs run about and, they won't get shot, will they?
Well, there was something on, I don't know if you saw this on Facebook recently, there was this really big post that someone had shared about two dogs had got out and had mauled a load of sheep and the farmer shot them. And the bloke told the story and said, whose dogs were they? He said, they were my dogs. They were working dogs as well.
Right.
And I think they got away when he'd been walking them or something like that. They're not, he said it's not in their nature to do that. They've been around livestock before, but they got out and they went a bit crazy and they killed a load of sheep and the farmer shot them. And he said, I'm glad the farmer shot them. He said, I'm gutted I've lost my pets. I'm gutted I lost my expensive gun dogs. He said, but I cannot blame the farmer. He's protecting his livelihood.
And also those dogs, once they've done that once, they've got
they do it again.
There would be a real problem.
And he held his hands up and said, I am an irresponsible owner because I let them get near that livestock.
Yeah.
So if you're anywhere near livestock in the countryside, dog on a lead, regardless of how well trained and good your dog is.
It's very important.
Very, very, very important.
Yeah. There's also just deer and stuff as well.
Yeah.
A lot of deer get mauled and attacked by dogs. people can be quite irresponsible that way, to be honest.
Well, it's something that a lot of people forget, is even if you're walking down a footpath in the middle of the countryside, which you have every right to be on, you're still on someone else's property.
Yes.
And you should respect their property. I mean,
Absolutely.
If someone came to my house, I'm going to invite them into my house, they're allowed to be there, but if they disrespected my house, I don't know, I stood on the sofa or something like that, or if my girlfriend didn't wipe my girlfriend would say something like, didn't wipe the toilet seat, she's very house proud.
Oh, she?
Oh, yes. I always get in trouble. Farting in the
Yes.
spare bedroom when I do my tie in the morning and shutting the door, and she goes in there and stinks, apparently. But you would respect someone else's house if you're in there, so you should do the same.
Yeah, or somebody pinch your ass or something. That'd be very rude.
Mm.
Definitely, yes. So, yes. Gallus Kaput asks, if you're going to Europe a lot, I wondered if you would do some boar hunting there or other hunting, which I'd like to see from you. Possibly. I must admit, while I was in Poland, I was hoping to be able to maybe film some stuff and maybe knock some videos together, but honest to God, I would literally get back to this hotel at about 5 o'clock and they'd be like, right, see you in an hour, and then we would just be on the smash till late into the evening eating and stuff, and then just go straight to bed and then up again and meeting at 7 and just working all day and then drinking. We just didn't have an opportunity. But if I'm there on my own, then things will be different. So I may be able to organise some things to do in the evening, or possibly if I've got an extra couple of days or something over a long weekend. We will have to see, but it's early days yet. So
I'd love to do a bit of driven boar shooting there. That does look superb.
They've got bison in Poland.
They have, haven't
Yeah,
they?
they've got bison, and their vodka's actually called Zabruska, which is named after this bison, and it has this bit of grass in the bottle, strangely, that the bison eats, apparently. So I don't think you could probably shoot them as well.
A lot of meat on it. Carry it back to the car.
Trying to carry it back to England.
Yeah.
I have to buy an extra suitcase. I'm not even sure then.
We're buying a seat on the plane, Matt.
Yeah. So maybe. Sam Jenkins asks, what's the best rifle in your opinion? Well, is there such thing as the best rifle?
Best rifle in my opinion is the Aliens pulse rifle. I'd love one of them.
Well, the best rifle is whatever, does the job you need it to do.
You could say a 50 cal rifle, or best rifle.
If you're in Afghanistan or something, shooting people from a mile away, maybe.
Some people might argue the AK is the best rifle because it's reliable. Blah blah blah. To produce.
Yeah,
it's quite a question that's.
It would have been better if you'd asked what's the best rifle for.
Or best hunting rifle.
Best assault rifle.
Yeah.
Not that we really would know, apart from academically, like the rest of you guys, but yeah, whatever. It's a stupid question. Rob Dawson asks, apparently veganism is getting bigger and bigger, up 360% in 10 years. Do you think it will get to the point and stop and decrease, or just keep getting bigger? P.S. I loved your debunking videos, and it's sad to see how many people are taken in by his lies and propaganda. It has become massively popular, hasn't it, veganism? And it's really just, I think it's just a bit of a fad, to be honest.
I think it is, yeah. Definitely.
It is having, strangely though, a quite detrimental effect on the third world, because a lot of staples, which very poor people rely on, apparently, are going up in cost exponentially now. And so people are really suffering in the third world, apparently, because they can't afford the grain that they would normally eat, because we're pushing the prices up.
All these bloody hipsters over here,
bloody hippies eating nothing but grain and stuff.
Hippies.
But yeah, I mean, it is basically a cult, as far as I can gather. You've got people on the fringes who are just want to be fashionable, and they always want to tell you about it. So
how would you spot a vegan? They'll tell you.
Yeah, they'll tell you.
Yeah.
And you're at the gym and they'll have, say, built on veggies or something on their T-shirt. And I just don't care. I don't have a T-shirt that's saying built on dead rabbits. Do you know what I mean? Although I do have the anatomy of the Pew T-shirt I wear at the gym.
I do have a T-shirt that says it's all about the meat.
Yeah.
But that was a souvenir.
But I think it's a bit of a fad.
I think it will level out. Definitely.
I think it will level out as something else gets into fashion. It's just people from London, basically, for the most part.
Bloody townies.
Exactly.
There's nothing wrong with people from London.
No, not all of them. Although I don't like London very much, to must admit. The people fine.
Yeah,
don't alienate anyone.
Too crowded.
Keep watching, keep subscribing.
We're just simple folk from the countryside.
We don't understand the big cities.
No.
We don't understand
Scary, noisy, smelly, no.
Absolutely. David Cox asks, I've taken up rifle shooting at a range, 2 long rifle. I feel I spend too much time overthinking my shots. What's the maximum time I should take between acquiring the target and pulling the trigger? I don't think that really matters, but you need to be just doing the essentials really. You need to be thinking about obviously trigger control. You need to be using the pad at the end of your finger. You know, one of the things I would say is really important that people don't normally mention is that don't wrap your hand around the pistol grip. I mean, I know it's a pistol, but you know, don't do that. Get your thumb here, and so your hand, the gun, you're not moving it, because when it recoils, you're just going to instinctively do that and make it shoot to one side or the other. Concentrate on your breathing, and don't try and fight the recoil. And once you pull the trigger, squeeze the trigger. Pretend like it hasn't got off yet, and just get some proper follow through, and then you should shoot pretty well. In terms of time, however long you want it to be, but just relax. You need to relax and be relaxed. I mean, so that's one of the problems Tom's got, because he gets tense. You need to relax. My dad would say to have a gin and tonic, but I don't think that's a good idea.
No, don't have a gin. Have a gin and tonic afterwards.
Don't listen to my dad.
No.
That's what he would say.
It's normally because he's drank too much gin.
Yes.
But practice is the other thing. Practice.
Practice and just relax.
Yeah.
The more relaxed you are, eventually you'll get to the point where you're just like, you're shooting really well, and you can just virtually just going bang, 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 because you're relaxed. As if you're really tense, it doesn't matter how long you take, you're just waiting for it to go off. And you just need to just to be mindful. As I said, trigger control, follow through, and breathing. And as long as you do all those things and you're just aware of that, you shouldn't have a problem, really. Andrew Penny asks, what are your opinions on the EU subsidies to farmers being changed when they leave? Goes going to make it more rewarding, a more rewarding system, so you can earn money from planting flowers, leaving corners of fields, wild, and more conservation work, as opposed to how it is now. If you own farming land, you're just receiving the payment and then given a bonus down to what you do, leaving hedgerows, not spraying certain areas, leaving headlands for wild animal feed over the winter and such. What are your general opinions on leaving the EU and how it's going to affect farmers and food production? Not a shooting topic, but I'm sure you're aware of this. I think moves really good, to be honest, because previously farmers have just been given money.
Yeah,
pretty much for doing nothing, and now they're going to have to just be a bit more mindful about conservation. And I think a lot of farmers are involved in conservation anyway, especially if they have shoots on their land, because they set their land aside for that. I know on the one farm I'm on, for instance, there's lots of maize that he's grown. And that's purely to give cover for pheasants and potentially the odd deer.
Which benefits other species.
Other species that want to go and hide in the maize, and that's good. And then there's just other areas you just left to sort of go a bit wild, for them to sort of go into. So I mean that already goes on, but like leaving fields, to become meadows for periods of time and stuff, that's all good. I mean, again, farmers do all this stuff, but some farmers are better than others, and some of them aren't great. Minority.
The very intensive farms is one of the reasons why wild birds has decreased so much, is intensive agriculture.
Yeah, so,
which we're never going to get rid of,
if we can incentivise people to get involved in conservation, then that's great. So I don't really have a problem with it. But in terms of the EU generally, I'm glad we've left the EU, and I don't see what the big deal is, that people are sort of so shocked that I would want to live in a democracy where we've got the divisions of legislature in our country the correct way around, as in the people who enact laws and debate things, the people that we actually vote for, which is not how the EU works. The EU works with the Commission, who's unelected, dictating what can be even debated to the people we elect, which is just, that's basically not that far away from the Soviet bloody Union. No, and the fact that nobody can see that, I find shocking.
And no one's voted for them. I didn't vote for them.
No,
I didn't vote laws in my country.
And they but the Europhiles say, but you voted for your MPs who then elected put these people in there. It's like, that's how it happens here with the Lords, but the Lords don't have the power to be the only ones who can propose legislation, which is how it works in the EU. The people we vote have no power at all. They just sit there and wait to get told what they can argue about by people who we didn't vote for. I mean, it's insanity. I mean, frankly, I would rather have a shit UK government than an amazing European one, because at least the shit UK government would be my government, who I can throw out, who's actually been elected by me in my country. So, yes.
And you as well.
And you as well.
If you live in this country.
Yes. So, fuck the EU.
Yeah.
Gandalf the Grey asks, what's your favourite type of cheese?
Great question. Well, mine is Neufchâtel, which is French cheese.
Well, you know, I mean, I like obviously like a bit of cheddar, various types of cheddar. I like a bit of red Leicester.
Red Leicester.
Yeah. I like Belson.
Dupin.
I like any kind of goat's cheese. I like feta.
I like really
I'm a bit boring
cheese.
though.
Yeah, you like your normal boring. I like
I'm a bit
really
boring.
stinky cheese. Stuff like well, the normal soft cheese is like a brie and camembert. I like to have it once it's been out of the fridge for a few days.
Yeah.
It gets proper stinky. But what I have been doing recently is smoking cheese. It's getting big blocks of it and cold smoking it.
Oh right, I see what you mean. I think
that is just
in a Rizzler.
that is absolutely out of this world. You've got to try
did that once though. That went really weird. I don't know. That's when you put the barbecue.
Yeah, I put it in the
eggs.
that's how I cold smoke it. But it was on a very, very hot day, so the barbecue got really hot. No, that wasn't smoking it. That was cooking.
Oh, okay.
Brie. That was cheap brie. It didn't work well.
It went weird. It went like
cold smoking cheddar
Very
and all sorts of different cheeses. Oh yeah, good try. It's amazing.
But yes, I like cheese.
Yes, I like cheese. Yeah.
Sheev Palpatine asks, Yo Sam, I discovered your channel recently, but I've had a question I've been wanting to ask you. What's your favourite anime? I'm a massive Digimon fan. I was wondering what your stance is on anime. Thanks. I think anime is really weird.
I quite like anime. I enjoyed one. You must have seen Akira.
Yeah, I saw Akira.
No, I enjoyed Akira. I haven't watched it for a long time. They're doing a live action version, I think.
Yeah, but it's not really my thing.
It's not. Sam doesn't really films.
I'm not down. No, and not cartoons. Edward Elcrick asks, "Hi, just wondering if you ever watched anime. So, what's your favourite?" Where's anime people coming from? That's weird. No, I'm just starting to.
Yeah, just come that.
Yeah. Quick maths. What's your favourite anime? What the fuck? Sorry, I'm talking about my language. That's 3 questions on anime in a row.
Was the swear box?
Yeah.
What is that big goddamn imposter?
The question
Dinosaur
has
King.
been Darth plaguing the wise. My mind for many months has been.
I enjoy reading.
I think you need to go and see your doctor.
Yes.
Quick maths.
Definitely.
I don't like anime. Let's stop talking about anime.
Yeah.
Guitar Guy Ben asks, would you ever consider getting a gun dog? Yeah, I kind of got one theoretically, but it's actually having the time to spend with them. To be honest, it's such a commitment, and yeah, I just don't have the time. Really, I hopefully will at some point.
Yeah, I mean later on in life when we've got more time to do a lot more shooting,
Yes.
the gun dog would be.
Oh, it would be great.
Yeah, it would be great. Don't get me wrong, we'd love to have one, but it's get the time to train them, time to do the constant exercising.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. JD asks, can you please do more videos calling out this Earthing Ed prick? So you're seeing his face on social media.
Don't like it, but you like
Try
it.
meeting face to face for a discussion on his mindless babblings. This seems to be getting this weird vegan cult going. Yeah, I mean we've already answered that. Yeah, it is a weird vegan cult, and yeah.
You've got to be careful about upsetting them, though.
No, yeah, they do.
Yeah,
and I'm not dissing vegans generally, because some vegans are cool, and I know I've got a couple of vegans who subscribe to me who are cool, and just don't have a problem with what I'm doing at all. But yeah, I don't think I isn't obviously one of those people.
No. You've got to question someone like him, though. Is he just doing it because he really does believe in the cause, or is he just attention seeking and trying to earn a living off of it?
The thing, I had somebody come to one of my videos the other day when I was criticising Earthing Ed. And this girl just goes, "Huh, you're irrelevant. You haven't got anything like as many subscribers as Earthing Ed." And I'm like, well, to be fair, it was a year before I filmed this video, and he had a similar amount of subscribers to me at the time. But yeah, absolutely, he's got 50,000 now, I think. But then you look at his view counts. And his view counts, I've got about 5.8 million views now, and he's got about 2.4.
In your face.
So, just because you get a lot of subscribers doesn't mean people are actually watching what he's producing.
No.
See? Because you get a lot of that, and you get a lot of that with a lot of YouTube channels where they've got loads of subscribers but hardly any views. So people have almost subscribed to them because they kind of like them.
Or they did one good video that went viral or something.
They sort of support them, but actually
can't be bothered to watch them.
Not really interested in watching their content. I seem to have the opposite problem. People watch my content and don't subscribe. But yeah. It's just a fad. It's just a fad. The Hunting Brothers ask, will you and Tom be attending this year's shooting show game fair? Well, yes, we will be going, as we just said. We're going to the British Shooting Show. Other game fairs throughout the year. We'll keep you updated.
Well, there's the big one at Ragley this year.
Yeah.
It's not far. And there's also one in the 3 counties this year.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, I don't. It's not that far off either. It's quite early on in the year, I think.
Okay.
I'll have to check that out. Yeah, we probably will go to that.
Elliot Roberts asks, loving your videos and helps my journey into the sport.
Yeah.
Question, can you give any advice on the legal restrictions of cartridges in the UK, FAC versus SGC, and what the comparisons are in naming, etc., versus our American friends, SG versus Buckshot, etc.? Right. Okay. You're talking about shotguns specifically. Obviously, in the UK, for a Section 2 shotgun, you have to have 9 pellets or more in your cartridge. So, double aught buck is legal, but anything like triple aught, I said you could have triple aught, but you'd have to have a 3.5-inch shell or something, so there was enough pellets.
Beast, wouldn't it?
Obviously, you can't have slugs or anything like that. If it's Section 1, then you can. In Section 1, you can have slugs. But what the comparisons are in naming this?
Well, legal restrictions, I suppose. Shotgun, a Section 2 shotgun cartridge, there's no real restriction on storage. As long as they're out of reach of someone who's under 18.
No, nor is I say Section 2 ammo that you use in a Section 1 shotgun either, unless it's a slug. And if it's a slug, then you need to keep it in your shotgun cabinet.
Yeah.
But
not your shotgun cabinet.
Sorry, your firearms.
In your ammo.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. God, I'm losing track today. So yes. Yeah. Callum Teeling asks, when will you get your gun dog like a Springer? Well, I kind of answered that already, not for a while. Gabe, fat guy with a katana, asks, even though he doesn't go by that name anymore.
Gabe what are you going by now, Gabe?
Musashi.
Gabe Mush. Hi, Gabe.
Yeah, hello, Gabe. When are you going to grow redneck facial hair again? Well, he's going to be asking me, Thomas. You've always got redneck facial hair.
No, I haven't got redneck facial hair now, have I?
Have.
No, he's on about my moustache.
Oh, okay.
Aren't you?
I grew a beard.
That was a beard.
It was, kind of.
No, it wasn't.
I did have a beard.
No, I don't know. My missus hates it, which is kind of a reason to grow it again. I do like to wind her up. My job doesn't really let me have that sort of facial hair. Yeah, he's on about the moustache I had.
Okay, yeah.
Put the photo on there when we do the video. You know what you know.
Okay. You find, yeah, you have to say, yeah, okay. Josh Riles asks, do you think we will ever get better gun laws?
No.
No, don't think so. Not very likely.
Well, we covered this. It never goes in our favour. It gets worse.
No.
Well, they're trying to ban 50 cals and leave release at the moment.
Yeah, well, I did a video on that, didn't I? So, yeah, it's a problem. Blue Bottle asks, hi, Sam and Tom, and Happy New Year. Question for both of you. Have either of you bought a day's driven shooting, i.e. from Guns on Pegs or similar? Was it any good? If not, would you ever consider it? Just for all the vids, and I quite like your forays into politics, even if I don't always 100% agree with you. At least you've got the guts to come out and say what you think, and more importantly, why you think it.
Fair play.
No, I've not bought anything from Guns on Pegs. I don't know. I would quite like to do some stalking, but I'm kind of, I don't know, if you pay for it, it doesn't feel quite the same to me somehow. I don't know.
Well, you don't know until you try. I mean, it'd have to be pretty special if you're going to pay for it. But you can spend stupid amounts of money on driven shooting. Well, and stalking as well.
Yeah.
You know, the Arabs will come in. Well, the Arabs, the very rich people, mostly Arabs, will come and pay like £10 a day for driven shooting in this country.
So yeah, it can get expensive.
And we haven't got that sort of money.
No, and I don't know. I like walked up shooting. Driven shooting seems a little bit contrived to me somehow, but you know, each their own. Tom Williams asks, do you have any tips for rough shooting? Well, it depends what you're rough shooting for. If you're rough shooting as in shooting pheasants, then yeah, walk the hedgerows, look for cover. It should be pretty obvious on the land that you're on where they like
keep your eyes
where
open,
they like it to be. And then when something flies up, shoot it.
Well, know your territory as well. Know the land you're on. That helps enormously. Knowing exactly where things should be.
Yeah, and if you're doing rough shooting generally, if you're looking for rabbits and stuff like that, you've got to work the land. You need to do your homework and know where things are at different times of year and what their habits are and where you're likely to do well.
To be fair, rough shooting was good for that. When we first started, that's literally what we did. We just walked around with our shotguns and got to learn the lay of the land and where things were, and then we could then go, okay, well, at this time of year we can do a bit of picture shooting there, and this time of year we can go and find the pheasants that are down there. So
well,
just get out there, enjoy yourself.
Rabbits and
It's the way I see rough shooting is it's a nice walk in the countryside with a gun.
Yes.
So if you don't get to shoot anything, then at least you've had a nice walk in the countryside.
Yeah, and you've got a gun. Yeah, which is always good. Dr. Oetker asks, when will you go to the USA and any other goals or things you wish to do outside shooting? Well, you've just been to the USA.
Yeah, in August.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I've got no plans to go in the short term, but that may change. But in terms of outside shooting, well, at the moment, my 3 priorities really at the moment are to kick ass at my new job, to buy a house, and also to get fit again. So those are my main 3 priorities at the moment. Other than that, I don't know. Watch this space. You know, I'd like to do some more travelling, but it depends what comes up really, what the opportunities are.
I just want to buy more guns.
Yes. Okay.
Nah.
M82 asks, what are your thoughts on the GRS stocks? Would either of you consider getting one? Keep up the good work. GRS stocks?
I think it's a brand. I think it's for centerfire. Don't know.
No, okay, I'll Google it. Images. Oh, okay, yeah. They're alright.
Not used them really.
I mean, for me, for a stock, especially for a rifle, unless there's a problem with when it comes with it, then, you know.
Some people like to tinker. I mean, I love to tinker with my guns, my Smith & Wesson and stuff. I love to tinker with that, and I've got other projects.
Oh yeah,
I do with
more power to you.
Yeah,
if that's what you want to do. But
and if it works for you, it helps you. That's great. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's nothing wrong with them. They look all right. You know, adjustable and so on. And you know, having an adjustable cheek piece is always useful. To be fair, because one of the first things that Ash would tell you is your rifle is to make sure you've got something to put your chin on when you're shooting, because otherwise, if there's too much space between your chin and the stock, then that will affect you. And obviously, so that's good. But other than that,
Yeah, don't really have an opinion on them particularly. Wouldn't be looking to buy one anytime soon.
no.
Sorry.
Jude Ashby asks, also, would you consider purchasing a side-by-side as opposed to an over and under as a first gun, which you'd be going on driven shoots, providing they both fit? I don't have a problem with side-by-side at all, other than I find them a bit weird because my hand tends to wrap around the forend and then it gets a bit hot and it just feels a little bit... Side-by-sides always feel a bit small to me and weird, to be honest, compared to shooting an over and under. But if it fits, it fits, you know, and some of them are very pretty. So
I mean, again, it comes down to, like we've covered already, shotguns, whatever suits you the best.
exactly, if it fits, it fits. Basically,
There's an over and under is better than a side by side, and a side by side is better than an over and under. It's just whatever works for you.
Michael Frost asks, I'd like to know what head cam you're using, if you're happy with it. Yeah, I've already answered that. It's Sony HDR AS15, and yeah, it's great. Jude Ashby asks again, are you a member of a shoot and or frequently attend one? If not, would you consider attending or joining a shoot? No, I'm not. I wouldn't necessarily have a problem. I might get involved in one. There are a few shoots local to me. Yeah, maybe. It can be a good thing to get into, because if you join a syndicate, then often that'll open up lots of rough shooting and stuff as well as just the main shoot. So it's something.
Some of the syndicates aren't that much money either, less than £1,000 a year. Yeah. And the driven shooting you're doing won't be that amazing. It will be shoot one stand, beat the next one, and you won't have loads and loads of birds, but you'll have a laugh. Yeah. And then I know someone who was on a shoot, and he got rough shooting for the rest of the year. There was deer on there as well.
Yeah.
They used to do pigeon shooting, roost shooting as well. So we'd consider it if we've got the right offer, but we haven't had the right offer. So
no. Paul Wood asks, Happy New Year, Sam and Tom. I'm applying for my FAC soon, but can't decide between a Ruger or CZ semi-autos. That's right for some.
I could get both.
I could get both, but not really accepted to have both an FAC.
You can have two rimfires on FAC. You can have one is shooting in the daytime, one shooting with a night vision on it, or one for target, one for.
If you want, I see what you mean. Yeah, the 1022 or a CZ.
If you've got a good reason for them, then there's no reason why they shouldn't. Or is he just applying for his FAC? Right, apply for as many slots as you possibly can, because they're free when you apply for them.
Yes.
They can only say no. If they say no, they can't really say no if you've got a good reason. But yeah, apply for loads.
Robert Foot asks, greetings from America. Triggered about Glocks. No, triggers are not that good either. Sounds like I had a good time, but as we know, there's no place like home. Best wishes. Thanks, Robert.
That's not a question, but yeah.
Just a question, but he always posts, Robert does. So yeah, thanks, Robert. LAFO1640 asks, would you come visit Australia? We have a good shooting community here too. Yeah, I would. I must admit, I'm a bit put off with how far away it is.
It's very long way.
The plane journey, but I wouldn't mind going to shoot some kangaroos. I think that's quite good fun. And you've done that, haven't you?
I have, yeah. So I have family in Australia. I have been. It is a bloody long way.
Yes.
The weather's rather good, and yeah, we shot some kangaroos and some rabbits.
Yes. Willard Spicer asks, how about a tour of an English gunmaker or two, Greener, Richards, etc. in 2018?
That's not a bad idea. I think that'd be quite interesting.
Yeah, if we can find somewhere.
There's a way somewhere around Birmingham, isn't there?
Yeah. Watch this space.
Yes.
That could be a good day out.
Write that down.
Yeah, that could be a good day out as well. Yes. SpongeBob SquarePants asks, have you ever used a reverse wad shotgun cartridge? If so, what was the effective range? No, I haven't.
No.
I don't even know what that is.
No.
Ian Salisbury asks, do you rat shoot? Well, I have done.
Yeah, we don't at the moment, do we?
I haven't for a while. It's one of the reasons why I need to get a new airgun, really.
It's good sport, though.
Yeah. Reteef Groves asks, you hate the Glock? My respect has now increased 1,000-fold. M1911 all the way. And now you made up and woke up on apartheid. Damn, more respect. Okay, it's not really a question.
No.
But no, I don't like Glocks. They're rubbish. Sam Hitchens asks, will you do a collaboration with Earth Brigade? I don't know.
No, I don't. Well, even if we wanted to.
I'll take him pigeon shooting if he wants.
Yeah.
He's a bit weird though, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's a bit weird. I think he'd probably pass out because I'd have to give him all the pigeons to carry. I don't think he'd have the strength.
No.
But, yes. Zach Bell asks, would you ever consider going hunting in Australia? Because apparently you can hunt kangaroos with AK-47s, as my local keeper did that, and said it was really good fun and just different. It's also good because over there kangaroos are a big Australian version of rats. Oh, and Happy New Year. Yeah, well, if you look at Steve Lee's videos, yeah, he shoots mostly boar actually, but with an SKS.
I don't think you can have AKs over there. Well, it's very difficult to get semi-auto centre fire.
Well, no,
unless you're a pest,
I think,
but only if you're a pest controller.
Because with Steve Lee, he's a registered pest controller. That's why. For most people, they're restricted to pump action rifles and that sort of thing.
And you can't really just go out and shoot kangaroos. The only way you can shoot kangaroos is if you're a pest controller like Steve Lee, or in the instance for me, I went to my sister-in-law's family farm, and they have a huge problem with kangaroos, massive pests. And they're allowed to because they own the farm. And they are one of the easiest things to shoot. Lamping them, they stand there, you'll shoot one, they'll run off a few yards, they'll stop and look at you and you just keep shooting them. It was good fun, but it's not exactly sporting, to be totally honest with you.
No, absolutely.
A bit different.
Yeah.
I had a good time. I like when we got on the truck, there's four of us in this truck, and we all loaded up with all the guns and everything, they turn around. We all got a beer. Yeah, that was how we started it. So yeah, that's Australia for you.
Daflo asks, hello Sam, I've got my firearms certificate for less than a year. I've shot about 2,000 bullets. Would that show enough experience for a less restrictive licence? Or does it depend on the time I've had my cert? Thank you.
It must be talking about open ticket.
Yeah.
I doubt it. Open ticket you'll generally get if you've had it for a while and you keep getting asked.
You can ask. You can ask.
You can ask. But you're getting lots of people asking you to come and shoot on their land.
But you need the good reason. So you need to have more land that you want to shoot on. Dave Davies asks, Sam, when is the season for shooting pheasant in the UK? Can I come? I know you're going to the shooting show in February. Sam, very random question, but are you in Poland on February the 9th? Okay, we're going to start with the start. The shooting season starts, when is it? September?
Well, not
pheasant shooting.
Pheasant shooting is, the glorious 12th is grouse, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not talking about grouse.
No, I know, I'm trying to work it out. The glorious 12th is grouse, so it's after that.
Yeah. It's August.
Go on the Basque website, find out.
And then it ends in February.
Yeah. Obviously, we check if we do go pheasant shooting, because we don't shoot out of season. And he's asked Sammy a very random question, but are you in Poland on February the 9th? I don't think so, but that could change, because week to week I could be asked to go to Poland, so I don't know.
Tom, in your car trade, are you starting to see EVs yet?
Well, I see them because my boss's wife has got a Tesla Model X, so I see that quite regularly. I've not had a go in it though, unfortunately.
I would love a Tesla.
No, they didn't do it for me. I like old stuff, noisy
I like
stuff,
Tesla.
oily stuff.
I think they're amazing.
We are stocking. We're a big used dealer, and we are stocking more hybrids and electric vehicles because of the whole Dieselgate thing. It's ridiculous. The government go, "Oh, we're going to do something about diesels," then do nothing. So everyone panics, go, "Oh, I can't buy a diesel because the government are going to make them illegal." They're not. They've done nothing pretty much, apart from new cars.
But it's the future. It is the future.
I think it is the future. It's moving very rapidly. It's moved very rapidly in that direction recently. I've noticed a change hugely. Yeah, they're going to have to embrace it because that's the way the world is going.
Gangster one asks, Chatelet music at the end significant? Yeah, maybe.
What?
The music at the end of my videos.
Is that what it's called?
Come up. Chatelet. Chatelet. Yeah.
Please don't sing. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they don't like to sing. Yeah, it depends how you interpret it, however you like. Okay. Charles Vaughan asks, what do you think is going to happen with fox hunting with hounds in the future? Well, it's a funny one, isn't it? Because the Tories are supposed to have that in their manifesto.
They did have it in their manifesto, yeah.
Yeah, but that's the thing. The thing that was one of the things that was really ridiculous that Theresa May put into the Tory manifesto. She should have won that election by a landslide. One of the reasons she didn't is because she wanted to take money away from old people and she wanted to bring fox hunting back. Now, I'm pro fox hunting, but if you want to win an election, that's not the best thing to be fighting the election on. But either way, she did get in, and then she decided... only just, but then she did get in, and then she said, oh, I'm not going to do that now. I was like, well, why did you say you were then? Idiot!
Oh, well, it's a typical politician, though. You know, you've got all the political parties who've got in with their manifesto and done no bloody none of it.
She should have said nothing about the fox hunting before the election, won it by a decent amount, and then just brought it back.
Yeah,
that's what she should have done. That would be the sensible way to do it.
Stupid woman!
Stupid woman, yes. Yeah. Danny asks, what are the legalities of bump fire stocks in the UK?
Ooh.
I've seen quite a few people talking about using the one MP 1522. Sort of videos showing this, but don't know if they're in the UK legal. Some say yes and some say no. I think actually they probably are legal, theoretically.
Yeah, I think they are. I don't think there's anything that specifically says you can't have a bump.
Because like with anything in life, unless there's a law explicitly saying that you can't do it, then it's legal, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
however, if we did that at our local club, I think
it would be instantaneously banned.
You'd probably be kicked out. And if we started doing loads of videos using my Smith & Wesson with the bump fire stock, I'm sure the police would come knocking very quickly. So.
And I think there are actually import restrictions that they've put on them as well now.
Oh, definitely.
So they're not actually illegal, but it's almost impossible to get hold of them.
I wouldn't recommend buying one. They probably are technically legal. I wouldn't bother wasting your money. So they're a bit of a fun thing.
But you can bump fire anyway if you really want to. You can just bump fire manually.
Yeah.
Although you probably shouldn't do that.
No, you should. It's probably quite unsafe. I don't think it's unsafe.
I don't think it's unsafe, but it's just frowned upon.
Yeah.
Tom Ewan asks, I keep a lot of cartridges at home, but don't have a safe for them. Can I put them in the bottom of my cabinet? Well, you don't need to put cartridges anywhere. You can just...
The shotgun cartridges you're talking about?
You're talking about shotgun cartridges.
If you're worried about them being safe, I would have them out of view of a casual visitor.
Yeah.
Or maybe in a cupboard somewhere that kids can't get hold of.
Yeah, there's no legal thing with shotgun cartridges. And a good thing too, because they take a huge amount of room. So no, you don't need to worry about that. Hubert asks, you go to the British Shooting Show this year? Yes.
We're still going.
Wizard asks, all the way to South Africa, and he never got in a cage with the great whites. Would be top of my list. Welcome back there. Oh no, I never thought of that.
Yeah.
That didn't seem to be on offer. Yeah, that would have been quite cool actually. Yeah, maybe next time if I get another opportunity.
We're going to need a bigger boat.
Yeah. Eric Conroy asks, could you make a video on how to clean a shotgun semi-auto and over and under, and how to clean up a gun? I have a Lambda semi-auto and it has a few scratches on it and the barrel keeps getting surface rust. I don't really know what to do. Any help will be appreciated. Best shooting channel on YouTube. Well, I've already done a video on cleaning an over and under for a semi-auto. That would be over to you, Thomas, I guess, if you're going to do that. So maybe give that a go.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Oh, he's on about the rust on his barrels as well. Make sure there's a light bit of oil on your gun.
Yeah.
I would also buy gun sock. I've done this because the room I keep my cabinets in is quite cold, so I'm a bit worried about some of my guns getting rusted in the winter. And I've bought these gun socks. They're not a lot of money. You put your gun in it. The other thing that's great, when you've got quite a full cabinet like mine, you get guns out, you often knock them against each other.
Yeah.
With that, you don't, because it's protected, silicon impregnated. Invest in some of those, I would.
And just service rust, you get a bit of really fine wire wool. You should be able to take that off.
Bit of oil, yeah.
Yeah. General Kalani, if you could go shooting with any celebrity, who would it be? I don't know.
Hey, it's an obvious choice. It'd have to be Clarkson, wouldn't it? Jezza.
Oh, okay,
Because
yeah.
he just... I'm sure some people say he's
Or
a
Nigel
prat.
Farage.
Yeah, I think Nigel Farage's great. I think Clarkson's just an idiot, really. He's just a big child.
Yeah.
And he does shoot as well, so...
Yeah, I would say probably.
I reckon that'd be my choice, I think.
Poopy Kenneth asks, did you ever hear about the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? No.
No.
Poker Monster 2030, 230, can't really read anymore. 230 asks, if you could change one element of UK politics, what would it be? Yeah, I would change UK politics. So basically, I'd do away with all democracy and I would become your benevolent dictator, but I'd be great. So that's what I would change. I'll just be in charge.
Okay.
Rapid7 asks, when you did the handgun video, why was you enclosed with egg boxes? Well, that was for soundproofing, basically. It was a brand new range that they just built. And yes, it's Africa, they use egg boxes.
Nothing gets wasted in Africa.
No. Jack's Portal asks, before I buy one, can you tell me what you think is the practical use for a 410? Thanks.
Shooting things.
I think the practical use for a 410 is for putting things down, basically. Not a lot of practical use for much else, frankly. If you need to kill something in the garden, then they're great.
Yeah, short range, if you see something a bit quieter as well.
But for any serious shooting, I wouldn't recommend it.
You're just making life more difficult for yourself.
Yeah. Henry T asks, are you going to get your Browning 525 fitted, as you talk about it not fitting you very well? Also, are you going to do any clay shooting videos? I should get it fitted. And
Yes,
again,
but how long have I been telling you
I know.
you need to get it fitted, Samuel?
and that should certainly be my priority over just buying a new gun, frankly.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I'm not doing any clay shooting videos because they're really, really boring. Who wants to watch me clay shooting?
Clay scaring, as we like to
Oh, yeah, whatever. Yeah, all right, clay scaring.
No, we did do. You did do a couple when we first started. They're not very interesting.
Dull as
unfortunately.
ditchwater.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch them anyway. I don't watch other people shooting clays. I don't want anybody want to watch me shoot.
I mean, the only time I could see people watching is if it was the news of a big competition and someone's just won and they're covering that. And yeah, okay, that's great. But just to watch someone shooting clays, it's probably not that exciting.
No. Joseph Taylor asks, have you ever thought about getting a gun dog? And can you please get out and do some roost shooting one evening? That'd be brilliant to watch. I've already answered about the gun dog. Yes,
Roost shooting? I'd like to get a
roost shooting would be good, yeah.
We haven't really got a permission with a decent wood on it that we can stand it.
Not really.
Unfortunately.
It's something I haven't really noticed particularly, so that's why I've not really done it. So as you say, yeah, it's finding the right place. Harry Plant asks, Tom, what do you do for a job? I see you strutting around in your JD hat. Do you have it for work? Have you ever worked
Do I strut? Do I strut? I don't know. I thought I normally sort of amble, really. What I do for a job, I sell used cars and new cars.
And he struts around whilst doing it.
Struts around. The JD hat is I bought that for a stag do, which was fancy dress, which was rednecks. I became quite attached to it.
Yes.
But I do have a new hat now.
Yes.
What else did he say? Have you? Yes, I have actually. I've worked in farming. I went to agricultural college.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. It wasn't really working in farming.
Well, yes, to work on a farm. I spent quite a few weeks working on a farm as part of my course. And I quite enjoyed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Exodus asks, question for both. If you could go on any kind of hunts for any kind of game anywhere in the world, what and where would it be and why?
Probably Africa, I think.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind going to Africa and shooting some of those bloody impalas. They're everywhere, to be honest. It'd be a bit of a massacre though.
I'd like to have a go at buffalo actually.
Buffalo would be quite good. Yeah, anything.
Driven, like we said, a driven boar, that looks enormous fun. Driven boar.
Yeah, there's so many things in Africa that would be, great to shoot.
Africa's amazing.
And just being there is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's big part of it, to be honest. So, yeah. AKV asks, okay, here goes. Unlimited budget and under UK gun laws, if you could own 3 guns, what would they be? It can be the ones you already own or any others you have in your mind. Also, a bonus question, 1 knife for SHTF in the UK. That's
3 guns. Well, it's got to be some form of shotgun. I'd say pump action.
Yeah, I would probably go for a Benelli Supernova. I'd go for in the UK, if you're talking about, I'd go for a Benelli Supernova. I'd go for probably my Tika 243, and I'd go for some sort of 2.2 rimfire.
I'm going to choose from my own guns again because it's just easier, and I can't think at the moment because we've been doing this for hours. It seems.
It does seem like a long time.
I would go with
more questions than I expected.
Probably the Supernova, or Supernova or Mossberg. I still love that Mossberg. My Smith and Wesson because and my Lee Enfield. I love my Smelly. It's a fantastic gun. So yeah. Oh, and the knife as well. Mora, definitely a Mora. SHT. We don't really do SHT.
No, we can't even talk about that. We'll probably get arrested or something.
But not we both got Moras. They're great knives.
Well, I've got lots of knives.
Yeah.
Moras are okay. So if it was really SHTF, you're probably better off with a machete or a shovel. Frankly. Abel McBeard asks, here's my question for you guys. In the coming year, would you do a subscriber shoot where you take a subscriber out pigeon shooting with you? Maybe. The trouble is, right, and this is, I've not even managed to do this with Callum English Shooting, and I've been telling him for ages I'm going to take him out shooting. But the trouble is, if I'm pigeon shooting, I only know that it's going to be a good day literally the day before.
Yeah.
And that's if I'm lucky.
The amount of times, it's a sea of grey, let's go pigeon shooting.
But what?
Stand there all day.
Yeah, I can't say to you, I'll see you in 2 weeks, it's going to be amazing. Even if it's a stubble season, because it just doesn't work that way.
No.
So it's very difficult, if I'm honest.
We wouldn't want to let someone down.
No.
Then obviously we've also got the whole thing of it, if it's a subscriber, if it's someone that we don't know, we've got to take this person onto someone else's land.
Yeah, that we don't know.
We don't know them. We don't. I'm sure most of you are fine, but we've got to vouch for them. And if we don't know them, I can't really vouch for them. And the worst case scenario, I always work on worst case scenario. What if we lost that permission because of that? Then that would be
it would be
horrendous.
Duck Caller asks, following on from your South African visit, do you think it's time for a review of the law on pistol ownership in the UK? And then he's asking a couple of questions that have already been asked before, so I won't even address them.
Sorry.
Yes. But it won't happen. It won't happen. In a million years, it just won't. Unless you can suddenly get everybody suddenly really passionately into shooting. I can't, if you change the culture...
There's not enough of us, basically, is there? The only way we're going to get around this is playing a long game and getting as much people as possible, and many people as possible, into shooting and sympathetic to shooters.
But it's a long road. It's a long road. But you've got to remember, I've said this so many times before, politics follows culture, which is part of the reason that I do what I do. But until you get people's mindset to change, it doesn't matter how many petitions you write, it doesn't matter about any of that, any politician you speak to, because they see the stats, they know what the polls say. So they're just like, I'm just not interested. It's just, as far as they're concerned, anything to do with guns is just toxic. So it's not going to happen.
No.
Arnold Outdoors asks, what would be the best cheap Springer? I'd probably say a Wyrock HW95, something like that.
97, perhaps.
Or 97, sorry.
BSA Escort was a good gun, though.
Yeah.
Good guns. But again, go and try some.
I would say if you're looking for something good value, if you said, because he didn't say cheap, and widely available in the second-hand market, any kind of Wyrock, basically, to be honest.
Yeah, there's plenty of them around.
Because there's a lot of them, more of them around, but there are, people talk about the Air Arms, the S200, no, what is it, the
TX200.
TX200, rifles like that, they're amazing, but there aren't that many of them about yet. So, in terms of picking low second-hand, they're not going to be that cheap. But Wyrocks, there's loads of them about, so that would probably be your best bet.
Yes.
Neil Gilbert asks, hi, do you think we'll end up having to license air guns this year? Kind of already been through that.
Probably not this year.
Not this year, I doubt, to be honest. And I think that was really tagged onto that 50 cal legislation anyway. I don't think I'm hoping not much is going to come of that, if I'm honest. Luke Johnson asks, have you seen the comedian Jim Jeffries talk about gun control and what did you think? His talk would also be cool. I think, I have, and I think he's just being a twat, basically.
Well, again, a lot of it is how much does he actually believe in that? How much is he just trying to get a laugh?
Oh, yeah, but it's also it's just so... it's just so lame, basically.
If you want to hear decent comedians, I find Jim and Jeff is quite funny most of the time. But if you want to hear a decent comedian's view on gun control, I would listen to Doug Stanhope. Even though he's a comedian and by definition he's very left wing, so most comedians are against guns. His view is actually very balanced.
Yeah,
and very funny as well.
Yes. Yeah, we're talking about it like being the ultimate equaliser.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it is.
Yeah, no, it is.
Yeah, go and search that out. It's very funny.
Yeah, look like that. Luke Nicholson asks, Sam, what's your favourite gun that you own and why? Favourite gun I own, why?
Oh, it's got to be your Tika, surely.
It probably would be my Tika.
Yeah.
And I like it because it makes rabbits explode with the red bits. And it's just great fun to shoot. It's great fun to shoot. But I love all my guns though. I love all of them. So, what cartridge do you mostly use out in the field? I use anything that I can get my hands on cheap. Basically, at the moment I've got some cartridges that I think were made in the 1980s. I got very, very cheap. So I'm not fussy. As long as it's number 6, 30 gram or thereabouts, I'll shoot them.
Yes.
Luke Johnson asks again, what things about American gun laws do you disagree with?
Silencers. What the hell is that NFA?
Yeah.
Very difficult to get a silence over there. More difficult than over here.
I think the NFA laws are a bit ridiculous. I think there's a big debate that the Americans need to have about the division of rights under the Constitution between states' rights and federal rights. The state law seems to be able to undermine federal law, and there are aspects of the Constitution that say they kind of can do that, and aspects that say they kind of can't do that. So it's a bit vague, but as far as I'm concerned, the government of California, half of them should be in jail right now for infringing on the constitutional rights of their citizens, and I think it's disgusting, frankly.
Yeah.
There is a balance to be struck, but if you take California, say, they've gone way beyond what could reasonably be considered to be states' rights undermining federal law, because it's ridiculous, to be honest. And the same goes for New York.
I mean, in California, I saw a report on Facebook. Now, I know if it's on Facebook, it must be true, but it was a police Facebook group, and they shared this image of a rifle in the boot of a car, saying, "Oh, we've taken this off this person. They shouldn't have had this. It's an illegal rifle because it didn't have the right shaped stock." So they criminalised that person because he had the wrong shaped stock. And then in the same sentence said, "And the passenger of the car had some crack cocaine on them. But we let them off with a caution." What? Hang on a minute. So you've got crack cocaine and a rifle that had the wrong shaped stock. And I think someone actually commented on there, so actually no, that rifle is fine. It's got that shaped stock because it was like a pump action rifle or something. What are you going on about, you insane people?
That is
crack
crazy.
cocaine, yeah, okay, oh, yeah, don't be naughty, don't do it again. Oh, there's something the wrong shape about that gun, so we're going to lock you up.
So Luke Johnson asks again, is there chances of laws changing at all due to Brexit? I think lots of laws will change after Brexit because we have to make loads of new laws because we no longer have the Europeans making them.
No, we're going to adopt all their laws immediately afterwards. They've said it, but we can change it.
Yeah, but we still have there's some new laws though, because we have to rewrite them. So yes, lots of laws, but I assume you're probably referring to gun laws, and the answer is no. Matthew Austin asks, this is going to you both, the both of you, but I know Sam has an old BSA Airsport, and I was wondering if in 2018 you're going to get firing again, the spring rifles are how most people got into shooting and it would make a good video. Also, if Tom got his wire arc HW97K, or when he gets a new trigger guard, you could do a comparison. Video of old spring rifles versus new ones. Anyway, keep up the good work and hope to see lots more of you both throughout 2018. Yeah, it's something I've thought about, but to be honest, the amount of money I would need to sink into that BSA to get it nice would be astronomical compared to what it would cost to buy a brand new gun. So, you talk about at least £100.
Well, we don't know, do we?
No, it will, because I spoke to a guy.
There we go.
And he's like, yeah,
that's money.
Because there's a lot of work to do that. I mean, really, to be honest, it's like somebody handing you a little piece of a scrapped car and saying, can you restore that please, and just build a whole new car. I mean, it's basically be a new rifle at the end of it. I mean, I'm sure that barrel is fucked, it needs replacing. And by the time you've finished, you've probably just basically built a whole new rifle. So, Luke Johnson asks again, do you think England will end up licensing air rifles like in Scotland? Well, we've already been through that, and maybe not. Hopefully not. Lone Natassa asks, hi, my question is why the prices are still going up when the pound is stable and it's not going down no more.
Prices of what?
Prices generally, I think he's referring to.
Right, okay.
Well, the pound is... prices are going up because they're reflecting the changes in the markets. They don't go up straight away. We've already seen the pound become weaker compared to the euro, and consequently, straight away, prices don't change, do they? But now we're seeing the prices starting to change. But it'll all level out in time. You know, it's just the markets reacting, basically. Mitchell Phelps asks, I hope you had a great Christmas and a happy New Year. I'm 15 years old. My dad has got a shotgun licence recently after having one years ago, and we've recently got into pigeon shooting. We don't know many good recipes for cooking them, other than smoking them. What are your favourite ways to cook pigeon? Well, smoking them I think is an excellent way of cooking pigeon.
Pan frying them I like as well, cutting the breasts off.
And just,
and pan frying it very quickly, so it's still a bit rare inside.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. You maybe season it with something. I like to just have the
just keep it simple, really.
Yeah, keep it simple, yeah.
Lightly fry them and put them in a stew, that sort of thing. You know, I'm not a big cook anyway, really, to be honest. I normally just give them to women folk and ask them to cook them. Dan Stewart asks, do you both ever go clay pigeon shooting? I don't really, to be honest.
Well, I haven't been for a long time. I usually go a lot more than Saturday.
But you know, nothing against it.
Yeah, it's good fun. It's good that if you've got a group of mates, it's
it can be good for laugh. It can be a good laugh. It's good when Ed used to Ed used to have his own one, didn't he? We used to go and shoot. That was always good.
Yeah, we always get out.
Even though I did really hurt my hand on it. Be careful with those, with his hand. Oh, I could have taken my hand off. That was really bad. Reese Robson asks, I'm getting my FAC in a few months. The club I shoot at only allows 2LR, but when I fill out my FAC form, can I put down a Car 98 rifle, but just have it as a collecting, but without the ammo? No.
No, you can't.
No, you can't. If you
Unless you've got a deactivated one.
Yeah, in which case, just buy one anyway. You don't need a license. You know, if you want it on your FAC, it'll be
You have to have good reason, and if you're not a member of a Home Office approved club that is suitable for that firearm, you cannot have it. So I would strongly recommend you join another club.
Yeah.
I think actually you might be able to if he's going to. I think if you join the NRA and say you're going to go and visit Bisley a number of times during the year, you may well get it. Actually,
you could do that.
I would have a look at Bisley. I don't know where you are in the country. Doesn't say. There's bound to be a local club to you with a. I mean, there's things like Cat and Park as well that you could, as long as you've got an FAC, you can turn up and shoot fire. I'd look into stuff like that. Speak to your FEO, see what they think.
Roy Palmer asks, where do you live? Because I'm in the West Midlands and I've got a 500-acre farm.
So West Midlands.
Piss out of me.
That's brilliant.
It's not permission.
I'm going to start calling that the West Midlands.
Midland.
Yeah, brilliant.
I've got a 500-acre farm. Could do with some pest control, but my dad doesn't fancy paying anyone to do it. Do you fancy having a go at some rats and some pigeons?
Yes.
Yes,
we do.
Yes, PM me.
Yeah,
and,
definitely.
I will definitely.
We will not charge you at all.
No, I can't believe anybody would, but no, I won't charge you a penny.
No, we may even include you in a video.
Yeah, very possibly.
Yeah.
Tony B asks, hi guys, can you show me how to dispatch a wounded pigeon crow? Just started out shooting clays, but I'd like to branch out to pigeon shooting, but non-clean kills worry me. Well, don't let them worry you, because sometimes that'll happen, especially with a shotgun. And the way I like to do it with a pigeon, it's hard to describe really, but I'll kind of get their neck between these two fingers there, and with my thumb, like that, I'll just push till I feel the neck break. You've got to be a bit careful, because their head can come off, and that can easily be done.
They will be dead by then though.
They will definitely be dead.
Yes.
I've always found that with any animal, if you remove their head from their body, it definitely kills them. Notice that.
Or the other one actually is asking, shoot them again.
You can shoot again.
You can shoot them. You start.
I do sometimes. No, I say that. I do that often. If I'm in the hide and I can see it's flapping about, then I'll shoot them again because I don't want to break up the flight line and stuff. And by going out there,
you don't want to suffer anymore. You can literally just instantly put it out of its misery.
Yeah, you don't want to fly off either. You want to eat that. So there. Yes. James Tawson asks, what impact do you think the offensive weapons consultation will have, not just for the shooting community, but the UK as a whole? I'm inclined to believe that we'll lose targeted weapons, 50 cal and lever release, regardless of the protest from the community. I think it's also likely that we'll see increasing pressure to license air guns. Now probably a good time to leave for greener pastures. Well, I mean, I've already done a video on this. The reference to acid and stuff, I think is actually probably fairly sensible. I think it's extraordinary, really, that you could just walk around without good reason.
Although saying that, you know, you can go to Homebase and buy a drain cleaner.
Well, that's what they're saying.
Yeah.
But just having the good reason test is that I've gone to Homebase to try some drain cleaner. The police will go, why have you got that? I've just bought it and I'm taking it home to clean the drains.
Yes.
That's reasonable. But before, you could be walking down like the high streets with a bottle of it, and they'd say, well, why have you got that? Well, I just want it.
Yeah.
And there's nothing they can do about it. As where now, they'd be like, well, what's your good reason? And one of the specific bits of legislation is, if it's not in the original container it came in, then obviously, do you know what I mean? Yeah, because people would put them in a Coke bottle and stuff.
I'm just not a fan
So it's fairly sensible.
banning things in general.
No, and like I said, it just doesn't address the problem, is that why are people feeling the need to spray each other in the face
I mean,
with acid?
how can someone... I don't understand someone who bring themselves... I mean, yeah, if you're upset with someone, I can understand someone going, I'm going to go and punch him in the face.
Yeah, this is North African.
Which I don't agree with at all. Violence in any way, shape or form as a self-defence.
No.
However, I'm going to get some of this horrible stuff and I'm going to throw it in their face.
And it's violent.
Oh,
it's violent. But this is something we've imported from the third world, and apparently. But the rest of it, well, yeah, I think you're probably right. I don't know what the impact is. The impact will be that 50 cals are going to get banned, and so we'll leave it.
Damn shame.
There's not much else we can really say about that, really.
Well, hopefully it'll bring the community together a bit more, because we realise, well, what's going to be next?
Yeah.
And they've just come out of this out, and it's not like we've had a big, a mass shooting or something like that. They've just out of nowhere gone, you ain't having that anymore.
Yeah.
Even though it's not a problem.
I don't think the public in the UK have got a particular hunger to license air guns like they did in Scotland. It would take something horrible to happen, and it was really a freakish accident that it happened in Scotland. Really, that baby getting killed, and unless something like that happens here, I don't think we've got too much to worry about. But yeah, I mean, yeah, you're always going to keep your eyes open. Liam Nicholson asks, what are you going to be doing with your channel this year? Are you going to be doing different types of hunting or shooting? I don't know yet. I'll have to see what happens. Like I said, I've just started a new job. I'm going to Poland fairly often. I might get some opportunities to do some stuff over there. I really don't know yet. It's as I said, everything's really up in the air for me at the moment. I don't know whether I'm coming or going, if I'm honest. So, yeah, just watch the space, basically. Bronze 2 Master asks, hi, I hope you had a good Christmas and a New Year. I'm just about to get my SGC. What would be a good first gun to get? I'd like to get a brand new one, but with a budget around 1,000 to 1,200 quid. But would a second-hand gun be better? What would be the best option? Love the videos to keep up the good work. Well, at 1,000 to 1,200 pounds, well, I bought my Browning 525 for 1,200 pounds. So something like that, or a British Silver Pigeon maybe. I think they're a bit more expensive.
Yeah, Brett is more expensive.
But
mate, you might get a lightly used one for that.
Yeah,
old,
you
like
might
that.
get one pretty new, a couple of years old probably for that.
Again, go back to what we said earlier on, go and try some.
Yes.
Ideally find a shop who have their own clay ground.
Yeah.
You can actually try them. Which is what you did.
Yeah.
And what didn't fit you, got hit anything.
Yeah.
It was like, I must have gun. Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Reese Swan asks, I hope you had fun in Africa. Sam, have you done much driven game shooting, and would you be interested in doing some? Yes and no. I mean, no, I haven't, and yes, I would be interested. Yeah, make me an offer. Tom, do you get out much to do any deer stalking?
No.
No, you haven't. But if you come up to Grimsby, see Ash, and he gives you a few shooting lesson, you never know, we might get a deer.
Yeah.
He's got deers around, so that could be an option.
Yeah.
So watch this space. Anyway,
is that the last one now?
that was the last one.
I say, God, that took ages.
That took a really long time. I'm
Really?
actually getting nicotine withdrawal symptoms now.
Yeah, I'm a little bit, and I need a wee.
Yeah. How long has that been going on now? I think it's one of the longest ones ever.
Yeah, it is.
Really long. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. You're going to say that.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed that. Like I said, I'm really sorry about the delay in videos lately. I've just got so much on. But there's definitely other things I've got in the works, and as soon as I get an opportunity to make more videos, I will do. So don't forget, make sure you subscribe, like us on Patreon, just get involved. I will still be here, I'm not going anywhere. Keep watching.